G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today we are on Enlightened Horizon to watch two of the world's best players face off in this very close engagement map. Of course, you'll be familiar with this map. It's recently joined the ranked ladder, and of course, I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes down because it's a little bit of a difference from what we normally see. But anyways, let's get into it and introduce our players. Spawning on the north side of the east-south side of the map. Ladies and gentlemen, in the color red, playing as the House of Lancaster, the new English variant, it's Puppy Paw. And to the south of him, in the color blue, playing as the Knights Templar, representing Team M8, it's Marine Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. A pleasure to have your company, and we do indeed have these two players mirroring each other's openings. And I think, look, it's not so much that they're mirroring, it's just that they know what to do. At this point, people have kind of worked out what to do on this map. You want to start off by opening with a racks. Curiously, we do see Puppy Paw already with the house down underneath the town center. Normally what you have is this villager would actually be building the house. So, Puppy Paw, I'm going to call you out right now. You might be one of the best players in the world, but still improvements that we can make, isn't there? That's kind of wild, isn't it? I guess it's also a little bit humbling. I mean, is it? I don't know. Do I have the right to say that? I mean, maybe. Anyway, let's get to it. So they've opened up with the barracks here on this little position because it is a point of interest. This point of interest is going to be giving them a little token bit of resources every 60 seconds, equivalent to about a villager. So not a bad amount of resources. And now they're going to be moving their units up towards the north of the map because there are wolf dens that they can begin to work down. And upon actually taking them out, they'll get 150 gold once those dens are burning. So normally we look to see players try and take their own dens out, and it looks like that's what we're going to have today. There are exceptions, you know, maybe you've got men-at-arms, so you can put a bit more pressure on. Of course, that is always a potential option, but we do start to see a bit of a switch up here. Marine Lord with a single spearman just moving towards the enemy base. Wolves are out. He's going to leash away the first set of wolves. If we check in on the other side, also have Puppy Paw doing the same thing. So both players very aware of what they need to do at the start of this game. They want to lure these wolves away so that the other units that are sieging this down don't have to worry about them. And just remember, all you want to do is you want to just get that building or that den sieged down. So right there, once it's on fire, that's when you've got your gold, and now you can run away. And it'll burn down eventually. It'll leave the wolves there, but I tell you what, it is it's quite nice to have. Now, we do see the first of the spearmen making its way out towards Puppy Paw's rack, so we could have aggression. And I tell you what, like, we've just started to see a real rise in the Dark Age, and I think it's because of maps like this where you are needing to actually fight early on. And I wonder if that means that we'll see a shift in the meta, you know, the stronger civilizations, depending on how strong they are in the Dark Age. So it could mean that, like, maybe the Japanese, because the Japanese get access to the samurai in the Dark Age, like, maybe the Japanese become the king. That's something that we could see, but I tell you what, it's exciting nonetheless. Age up going to be coming through here for Puppy Paw. Lancaster Castle going to be going down. Beautiful little spot he's got to the back of the base. Keep in mind, very close towards that front enemy position. So he will need to keep that in mind. Maybe look for a potential wall up against the Knights Templar. We can expect to probably see on the side of Marine Lord, most likely the Kingdom of France going to be coming through for him. But a lot of spearmen out early for him, so he'll be looking to really put the hurt on. A bit of a hurting coming through, though, on that top side, and just a beautiful combination. I mean, and this is really summarized. That spearman is a little bit out of position right there. I think, like, this is a perfect example of what is going on with this spearman. Dude, Puppy, this single spearman has, like, actually annoyed the heck out of Puppy Paw here in this game. He's like, I can't believe you. Like, he's going for it again. He's going for it again. The scout comes in. I think he's just going to commit to taking all of these out right here, right now. Age up is coming through. It's got the protection of the town center, so he should be okay. Vills are going to fall back for the mining camp back here. Huntable Deer is going to fall back underneath the Lancaster Castle, but the age up is indeed coming through on the other side. Marine Lord with quite a bit of aggression early on, quite a few spears coming out, and naturally the Kingdom of France is going to mean that you want to be making cavalry, but you can't necessarily make cavalry just because your enemy's already gone for those spears as well. So expect to see perhaps a little bit of a swing here from Puppy Paw. He might potentially look for some yeomen early on here. He's going to start with a mill going down over towards the deer carcass. He's been very careful to leave this deer alive to keep it up. Mill going to be going down over for Marine Lord. Age up comes through. Chevalier potentially on the map. We do immediately see safe passage coming through. It looks like he's probably going to be going into double safe passage or safe passage slash sanctuary. So that is my suspicion, but we'll have to wait and see what the play is going to be. Just because of the amount of resources he's stacking up, though. That's a huge amount that he's got in there, and he's definitely working towards it. No military production buildings coming down now in the Feudal Age. Spearman going to look to try and fight over this position in the south. Puppy Paw going to have to give it up. You can see it gives quite a nice bit of line of sight here. Now, keep in mind, Castle Age is going to be incredibly important on this map just because all of the relics are located towards the center. So if you can get Castle Age, if you can get those knights out, if you can look to try and take control of the map, it's going to mean that you are able to secure those relics as well. So that's going to be a key component for these players, a consideration they're going to be making. And indeed, we now see Sanctuary coming through. So Marine Lord looking to pick up both of these early upgrades here for his Knights Templar. Definitely good fun. Now, I'm kind of curious to see how this goes with regard to the mid-game, just because once you start talking like Imperial Ages, that sort of thing, the Schlatter Cavalry is just incredible. So whether Puppy Paw has a plan on how to deal with that or what the play is going to be, and by the way, have a look at this, we're luring our hunt from the middle, and it just seems like this is standard. This is par for the course now. It's absolutely amazing to me that we've been playing Age of Empires for so long, and we just haven't had this happening. And literally now it's happening every single game. Because players have just been like, you know what? I did make 7 Spearmen early on. You're right. I should do something with them other than just stand here and look at the gold vein. But of course, this hunt is a little bit further away, but it doesn't mean Puppy Paw can't try and contest it. He's going to come over towards the west, though. Of course, there's a sacred site over here. Double pilgrims moving out here. Both going to be 130 gold each. Still moving these deer through. You can see they're quite spread out at the moment. It's got a whole bunch of them, all 7 of them, around this little area. The scout is going to spot out these pilgrims as well, so expect to see Puppy Paw on the way down here. Now, the scout is also going to spot out the deer that are being lured in, and is immediately going to turn its attention towards trying to take them out, but fortunately, Marine Lord's got decent numbers. He's able to chase these back for the moment. Spearman able to surround the first of the pilgrims. More spears going to be coming out over towards the west. We don't see Marine Lord with any archers on the field at the moment. Looks like he could even just be going into a Castle Age timing himself. He was relying on those pilgrims. 2 of them going to get taken down. Minus 260 gold right there. Incredibly important that he got that gold. Now that's going to send him behind. That is for sure. So well done by Puppy Paw to pick these off. And now we'll check in with Puppy Paw and see how he's doing, as he's got 3 out of 6 manas completed so far. Going to be looking to grab that 4th mana now as well. Most likely going to be going for like a 6 mana timing. We've seen that quite a bit. The 9 mana timing, of course, also very, very strong. A huge economy. You can get around the 16, 17 minute mark. It just really starts to get out of control. But now down towards the south side, we see survival techniques has come through as well for Puppy Paw. Got to be careful, Puppy Paw. He's paying attention though. A couple of sheep behind might get stabbed here if they're running as fast as they could. Marine Lord could have, but he's not a monster. So fortunately for him, Puppy Paw is able to keep those sheep alive for the moment. Let's check in on Marine Lord and see how he's doing. So we do have the double stable coming down in the main base. So Marine Lord is going to be looking to potentially play into cavalry this game. Of course, Genoa is going to be an option for him in the Castle Age. We see these pilgrims now making their final trip up here, and you can see just how far... Oh, there. We just got a whole bunch of demi-lancers that came through, but the age up will come through. Is it going to be Genoa? Let's take a look and see what's he got in queue. It's Genoa. It's Genoa. No surprise here. Demi-Lance is now going to come out. He shows these to Marine Lord as well, so he's basically saying, hey, make some more spears, would you? I've got the age up about to... I've got the cavalry about to hit you. So he's just going to go with the 5 manas for the moment. We actually saw him pull off... No, I take it back. It's the 6. So he's going to go for the 6 manas and then into the Castle Age. So I like this a lot. So when it comes to... Because when House of Lancaster initially came out, I did a whole bunch of testing, 3 mana fast castle, 6 mana fast castle, and by far it seemed like 6 mana fast castle was the absolute best spot for it. You were still very quick to age up. Nice little response right there from Marine Lord. You're very quick to age up still, but at the same time you're able to get units on the field with the Demi-Lancers. But Demi-Lancers now going to be challenged out here by the Chevaliers. Bill's going to repair the outpost. Wants to avoid it being sieged down any further, and the age up comes through immediately, looking to pick up upgrades for the Chevaliers as well. Now, on the side of Puppy Paw, the King's College going to be coming through. So, looking to play it a little bit more economic, if you could call that economic. I mean, he's definitely not playing defensive. The White Tower is not going down at this stage. Chevalier's still working these Demi-Lancers in. You can see one of them probably going to go down here. It's trying its best to escape. Not going to... Oh, how did that not hit? He's down to 2 health. Pilgrim's still heading up towards the north. King's College about halfway at the moment. Beautiful little spot he's got, but you can see the stables are starting to come up. So it's going to be Knights. Most likely Knights with the Collar of SS for that extra bonus damage against heavy armored units. Wheelbarrow now coming through for Marine Lord as well. Not neglecting the economy. And we'll switch over the Vil count right now. So we can see income per minute. Does a nice little job of bringing the Pilgrims in safely. A little bit of a personal update for you guys. The sit-stand desk is currently standing, and the drink of the day is water. I'm just going to take a quick swig here. Hope you don't mind. Let's check back in over to that north side as the age up comes through. Give me a second. That is fresh out of the fridge, my friends. Oh, that is so good. You can't get better than that. It's got the ice in there. It's got just enough ice. Anyway, now the Demi-Lancers with their veterancy have still managed to find a bit of an awkward spot. He obviously doesn't want to fight this. And it's interesting, right? Because when it comes to the Demi-Lancers, you might look at what he's done and be like, okay, he hasn't achieved anything. I wouldn't agree with that. I would be thinking, from Puppy Paw's perspective, what has he done? He's called the Demi-Lancers, he's capped this point, he's run over towards this, he's attacked the outpost, he's done a little bit of a circle, but most importantly, he's kept Marine Lord off his back. He's kept Marine Lord away from his base. He's kept Marine Lord away from his economy, and it's meant that he's had time to build up behind this. So now the Knights are coming out. Expect to see that Collar of SS upgrade coming through any second now. 10 seconds to go, in fact. And because of that, I think there's definitely a huge amount to be said about picking up those Demi-Lancers early. Even if you can't kill villagers, it's not necessarily about getting the kill on the villagers. It's just about extending out the game a little bit longer, or rather extending out your opponent's plans a little bit more. Walls have come up towards the front of both of these bases. Will be a gate coming up shortly. You can see this knight is outnumbered, and relics are going to start coming through as well. First relic is picked up by Marine Lord. He's actually got 2 in the bag at the moment, so he'll be bringing those back. And that knight heading towards the north. Crossbow's also going to start coming out. And Marine Lord probably a little bit outnumbered. He's going to try and fight it, though. I think together with kiting, he should be able to take this out, Puppy Paw. He's having a little bit of trouble, but the Knights will be able to clean up. They've got that extra +6 damage. He's just going to go straight after the crossbows. Okay, that's going to be the goal here. Now going to be fighting into the reinforcement line. Heads back towards the Lancaster Castle. Quite a bit of units here to deal with, defend with. And indeed, he's going to have to call or to fall back away from it. I mean, most importantly, I think what Marine Lord does is he thins the number of crossbows, right? Like, the most important thing that you want to do in this situation is make sure that crossbow number doesn't get to critical mass. I mean, it is going to get there eventually, but if you can delay it, it's going to delay the potential power spike that they've got. Because once you hit critical mass on the crossbows, it's difficult to take those fights, just simply because they're able to one-shot those units. But we'll check in now with Marine Lord and see how the play is. You can see that Puppy Paw's Vil count has really started to boom here. Check in and try and find out exactly what that reason is. Why is he up 8 villagers here at this stage? We'll work it out later. Knight's going to get cleaned up. Nice little, beautiful control from Marine Lord there, securing these little kills. Now, keep in mind, this is an EGC TV event this weekend. Of course, Saturday, Sunday, 15 GMT. You know exactly what's going to be happening. It's going to be the grand finals of EGC TV. So I want you guys to go ahead, check out that link in the description. Make sure you head on over there. Hit the, not the subscribe button, the follow button. So you get notifications about their events, because they are throwing those events out pretty much every week at this point. So a lot of money on the line. Make sure you go out and throw your support behind all the players that are looking to fight it out this coming weekend. But now those Knights to the south, blocked out by that wall. Not going to be able to do too much down here. And we can see that outpost is now going to be captured by Marine Lord. 8 Vils down. So what's the reason that, oh, excuse me. What's the reason he's down that many Vils? Oh, I've just realized, of course. He's playing the Knights Templar. So the Knights Templar are -3 Vils. Because they've obviously got the first age up, which is 60 seconds. And then they're also -1 Vil from their first technology. And then they're kind of -half a villager from their second, so Sanctuary. So already you're kind of like down -4.5 Vils. And then together with Genoa, the age up, you're like 6. So call it 7 Vils down, which is exactly where you'd expect it to be. I mean, we've also seen quite a few villagers taken out here by Puppy Paw as well. So I'll be honest, the math, I don't know. It's not mathing, but math has never been my strong suit. Let's check in on the side of Puppy Paw, though, and see how he's doing. Keep in mind, he's fighting up against an opponent who is going to be looking to take the sacred site. So it's going to mean that he needs to get out here. It's going to mean that he needs to start challenging these sacred sites a little bit more meaningfully. One of the things we haven't actually seen players do is wall these sacred sites in yet. So perhaps we get to see that today. Double outpost going to be coming up over on the gold vein. Quite an investment that he's going for. Not only fortifying the outpost, but also picking up the springled emplacement. It's only got 2.4k left in it, so definitely feels like a little bit of a heavy investment. Knights towards the front getting cleaned up. Marine Lord's numbers looking very scary at this stage of the game. He's up 20 military population. Oh. Is he just... He's doing it. Okay, let it burn, my friend. Let it burn. Speaking of let it burn, Usher, he's coming to Australia. We're apparently my wife bought some tickets. So there you go. And he's doing Wingard as well. Oh, this is so ballsy. Yes. This guy has got balls so big. I'm not talking about those balls, YouTube. I'm talking about basketballs. He has got balls the size of basketballs. This is wow. Okay. If he opened with a white tower, right? Like if there was a white tower here or a white tower here, I would understand. Like, okay, you can pull this off. This is going to be good luck to him. Good luck to him. Obviously, the critical mass of crossbows is out, but the trouble that you're going to have, oh, Lord, all the trouble you're going to have. Sacred Site's now taken by Marine Lord. Marine Lord looking incredibly potent in this game. Crossbows move up. They're going to get the first of the one-shots in. And falling back, he only takes out the one villager, the single villager in that engagement. Sprinkled emplacement still firing off. Age Up comes through, and Marine Lord now has to scratch the head a little bit and say, okay, what do we do here? Do we commit? Do we go hard? Do we look to try and fight him before he gets the elite crossbow upgrade? What's the play here? Can we force a fight? And I don't think his army's really in position for it. He doesn't really have the siege to push down mid, and you can see right now he is moving into siege engineering, but by the time you get siege engineering, it's probably going to be too late. Like, sure, yeah, you can get the battering rams out, but the elite upgrades have come through. You've started to get more improvements or more army from the Wingard, and because of that, this is going to be an uphill battle for him from here. Like, I think realistically, Marine Lord had quite a nice timing. Is he still going to commit? If he's still going to commit, I don't like this. I mean, where do you try and break? If he's going to break the gold vein, okay, I will respect that. If he tries to break the base, I think that's a bad idea. You can definitely control gold from this perspective. If we look at Marine Lord's positioning here, there's no real option to get a keep down anywhere. Sacred Site's all taken now by Marine Lord. He's got 8 minutes and 30 seconds left on the timer. Probably not really going for it. It's just more to generate resources or generate gold. Knight going to come through on the backside. Battering Ram's going to begin moving towards the outposts that stand on that gold vein. Keep in mind, not a lot of gold left on this gold vein, by the way. Only 1.1k, so not a huge amount left in here, but definitely going to be worth fighting. So we do see the crossbows together moving forward, and I love the way that he's gone crossbow and then relied on the spears from the... I was going to say the retinue, but I know it's not the retinue. But now moving forward, the Chevaliers, together with the spears, fighting on the front line. Crossbow's going to continue kiting. Still no elite upgrade just yet. He's just looking to fight it out with castle units. Veterancy about to come through on those spearmen, despite him being in Imperial age. They're only just getting their veterancy. There it is, finally arriving. They don't have the Billman upgrade yet. You can tell because they've got the actual spears in the castle age. I tell you what, it's starting to get a little bit loud in here. I'm going to have to turn it down just a smidgen. There we go. Ville's now getting mauled as the outposts go down. Beautiful control so far by Marine Lord, but at the same time, a solid defense coming through from Puppy Paw. The absolute perfection of the House of Lancaster timing for that Imperial age. And can we just remark on how impressive this was? Because I just want to pull it back just a little bit, just to talk about how much I love what he did here. So he built up a big mass of crossbows, which is normally like a big no-no, because you've essentially got a huge army that can just be marauded by a single unit type. In this case, the Chevalier would have had absolutely no problem going to town. However, what he did was he immediately just moved into this bad boy right here, the Garrison Command, and just started spamming them out. And it's really cheap to get a whole bunch of spearmen. And you can see it's exactly what he's doing. Garrison Command, Garrison Command, Garrison Command. He's using that one army type here just to spam out spearmen to help defend against those Chevaliers. And because of that, he's actually getting really good value here, because you've got to remember that at the end of the day, the Spearman is a cheap unit, right? It costs 80 resources to get one out. But when you look at the value that you're getting from the Garrison Command, it costs 450 resources, and you're getting 8 of them, not to mention all the other bonuses that you're getting. It works out very much in your favor. Spears, beautiful timing on the turnaround there. More reinforcements coming through. I like this for Puppy Paw. Honestly, the infantry numbers continue to climb, and I tell you what, Puppy Paw might actually be cooking with this strategy. They have let this guy cook, and now, all of a sudden, he is pulling out a masterpiece when it comes to the kitchen. I tell you what, how good does it smell? I always get baited, man. You walk out, and it's like, it just smells like God. You go, wow. That right there. And all it is it's butter in a pan with like a little bit of onion. And you're like, damn, why does that smell so good? There is something about those, those two things. And if you really want to go the triple, chuck in a bit of garlic as well. Oh my God, man. There is no way to a man's heart than like through that fry pan. That is a quick way. But anyway, there you go. That's a little bit of insight about me. I absolutely love to eat. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Anyway, Siege Workshop going to be coming down towards the front. Marine Lord adding in the Fortress as well. Expect to see a second one probably put down a little bit closer. But of course, we have quite a presence out here from Puppy Paw. Now, one thing to note is we don't have any elite upgraded units just yet. Spearmen, together with the crossbows, holding off on committing to the fight at this stage. The archer number has really started to build here for Marine Lord. He continues to add in more and more. But we now start to see the Hoblars on the rise. I love it. Can we actually get some Hobelar gameplay out? I would love that. The last time we saw Hoblars was when Faye made 1 million of them, and that was all she made. We never saw her again. I've been a big fan ever since. So I tell you what, if we can actually get some Hoblars out here today, hobbling their way to victory, I would be keen for it. But now towards the center, the castle. Gonna continue to put on the pressure. Plenty of reinforcements coming through. You can see just how grouped up, like, these big blobs of reinforcements. How quickly do they come out? Every 23 seconds. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. It's basically like you've got 8 Raxes that are just producing units. Because I'm pretty sure he's probably got Military Academy as well, which is going to reduce the amount of time it takes for these units to train from the Wing Guard. Beautiful utilization of the Wing Guard. Crossbow number has really started to dwindle here. Let's see if he switches into Hoblars right now. It looks like he is going to be doing that. We start to see them coming through. Looks like this will be cleaned up in the north of the map. I want to double check because he picked up the upgrade. He's picked up the upgrade. So we've got the Hobelar charge damage that's coming through. They now do 22 spear charge damage with 22 against ranged units. So the idea, at least in my mind, is you just want to make a whole bunch of Hoblars and just charge everything. That's the game plan. Another Fortress going to be coming down towards that top side. Exactly where we thought it would be coming down. He'll be looking to try and take control of the lost Ronin camp. There's 8 tickets on that bad boy, so that'll all go over to Marine Lord. Not really that high of value. It's nice because it's instant value, right? Like if you think about value from the perspective of a resource, right? If you've got 300 gold stacked up, okay, what can you do with that gold? Well, you can queue up a unit, and then it's going to take how long to build that unit? 32 seconds. And now that unit's going to run across the entirety of the map. Compare that to the Ronin, where you just literally click the button and it's like, boom, unit, immediately. So your villager can be gathering gold, hand in that gold, and immediately turn that into a unit, which is, in my opinion, very legal and very cool. Hobelar. Veterancy. Moving into... I love that he's moving the Hoblars into the elite. Despite the spear spam that we've seen, despite the crossbows that we saw, the number of Earl's Guards that have been out here, it's Hoblars that he's going Imperial with. This could be the secret right here. This could be the secret sauce to dealing with the Knights Templar. Of course, they have been a little bit of a tricky civilization to deal with, but it feels like all of a sudden Puppy Paw is on the offensive here compared to his opponent, who was definitely on the aggressive for the majority of the game. Now, Spear's going to get picked off. Archer control, obviously going to be quite good coming from Marine Lord's side. Another Fortress going to be going down towards the south. That'll be 3 to link up in the center of the map. Of course, that's going to be absolutely amazing for both the economy and the defense of Marine Lord. Elite upgrades now coming through on those Hobelar. And with that, a whole bunch of ranged armor. Keep in mind, they're very quick as well, fast as a horseman. And now up to 30 spear charge damage with an extra 30 damage against ranged units. They're basically going to be two-shotting these archers at the back here. If we check how much health these archers are on, they're on 80 health. So you basically get in, do one big hit, and then you do a melee, and that's pretty much it. It's dead. And you take that and say, okay, well, now we're going to do it, but this time we're going to do it with 500 cavalry. Yeah, it's a fun time. Hoblars now. Moving forward, you can see how quick they are with their short swords drawn. Who's going to go for the charge and then said, it's only battering rams. They're probably doing more to aid us than to hurt us. Let's check in on the economy of Puppy Paw, see how he's doing. Scooter just arrived. We can see from the gold that's coming through on these. On top of that, he's also 9 out of 9 on the mana count. We'll check in with his opponent, Marine Lord, and see how he's doing, as I suspect, indeed, he has dropped a second TC here with a village account like that. He's starting to look a little bit healthier here, all of a sudden. Farm transition towards the south. Also looking good. And now underneath the Fortress, Boiling oil is here. It's going to come down on top of those hobblers. Plenty of spears here, as well as a beautiful melee composition that we're witnessing. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it might be time for a fight, or at least I thought it might have been time for a fight. But unfortunately, looks like the hobblers are going to hobble away from this position. Definitely unsure about their desires to commit. Puppy Paw calls it off. He says, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the chances. The boiling oil probably tipped him over the edge. Elite Spearman now coming through, as well as the Billman upgrade. Now also looking to pick up Bloomery. So really doubling down on his upgrades. Keep in mind he's going to be getting double damage from this. Damage for the Spearman, damage for the Hoblars. Both of his units will be getting effective boosts here. Culverin also going to be coming through for Puppy Paw. Now moving up towards the north side of the map. You can really feel just how much he's trying to run Marine Lord around now. Knows he's got a mobile army. Can really look to abuse it. Spearman number looking very good, very healthy. Up about 30 military pop at the moment, maybe 40 military pop. He's going to try and bait these units out. Not able to find anything just yet. Hobbler's going to head around the north. And Spearman number continues to look good. We got elite army tactics yet? No. No, we do not. Have we got biology yet? No, we do not. No universities just yet at this stage. Treasure Tower is going to be coming through. At least I think that's Treasure Towers. Indeed, Treasure Tower's coming through. Another fortress. He really wants to fortify this position, and have a look at this. I love this from Marine Lord. He is really going ham with this big stone wall along the north of the map. Not normally the place that you want to do it, but it's just a consequence of having these hobblers behind you, right? Like, if this stone wall was up a little bit earlier, it would have meant... Obviously, there's no stone wall there, but he could have made a stone wall there. And then you don't have to worry about this. And, like, that's a pretty decent stone wall. Like, this is definitely one that's a little bit more difficult to attack for the enemy. That is for sure. But now, Culverin coming forward as well, and it looks like it might be time. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spearmen towards the front, charging with the Hobblers in the rear. Culverin just teeing off. I don't know whether or not we've got those iron clamps in just yet, but the damage is being done slowly but steadily. Archer number continues to hold for the moment, and Hoblars from the rear. Exactly what Puppy Paw needs from here. More Hoblars towards the front. He's got plenty of them out. They're just not connecting just yet. More spears and an Earl's Guard on the way through. Culverin still focusing it down. So much defense coming through. Keep in mind, Sacred Victory not currently in play. And because of that here, we're not really on a timer. We don't really care that much about forcing the fight. We don't have to fight here. We don't have to make sure that we win right here, right now in Kingdom of Poland. On the way through for Marine Lord. This is exactly what he needs in this position to be able to hold on in this game. Just a couple of Polish cavalry will be all he needs to turn the tides of this battle. We've seen it time and time again, and we expect once again to see it today. We're playing for keeps here. Keep that in mind. Both of these guys very much want to win this game. It is part of a tournament game, and because of that, it makes it very important to win. There is money on the line here. Kingdom of Poland about to arrive. 4 seconds away, 3 seconds away. The Schlatter Cavalry, as well as a buff to all existing cavalry. The health pool also get a bit more charge damage as well. The fortress is being repaired. Marine Lord at the moment, insufficient stone though. He's run out. He's gone a little bit dry. He's going to purchase. He purchased 400 stone immediately. That's a lot of vills repairing this fortress. He's going to be holding out just for elite upgrades. I think that's the plan here. It's going to be a long time that he's holding for though. Elite Chevaliers also coming through. Hobelar's going to be moving forward. He knows his opponent is going to be getting upgrades, so the sooner he fights, the better it's going to be. Insufficient stone once again for Marine Lord. And now the second Culverin comes in. There's no way he can hold it against the dual Culverin, and he will lose the first of the fortresses. Marine Lord now having to fall back towards this stone wall. Quite a bit of production back here as well. Puppy Paw up a decent amount when it comes to that military count. 72 vills versus 98. 127 military population against 89, and the Culverins move through. Marine Lord spots it out. Chevalier's going to go through. Elite upgrades come in immediately. Skewers out for the Spearmen. We don't see too many Schlatter out just yet. We'll keep an eye out for them, though. And now the Archers on the back. Together with a couple of Genoese crossbowmen, by the look of it, finally making their way out. Some Spearmen as well. Going to be helping out on the defense. The Hobelar numbers continue to rise, though. Look at them as they charge through. The amount is huge. And they're overwhelming this defense from the Knights Templar. Continuing to kite back into the reinforcements. Plenty of Pilgrims here to potentially eat up a little bit of damage. Elite Archers come through at the perfect time. He's going to have to find his kiting. Going to have to find the wind so he can kite his way out of this situation. Let's go with that. That maybe works a bit better. But look at the number. Look at the number of raw units that are coming out right now for Puppy Paw. A huge amount of trash just getting thrown out here. And keep in mind, the Hobelar is technically not trash, but it kind of is. I mean, it's trashy, but it's not trash. It costs gold to build this unit. Just keep that in mind. So it's not actually trash, but we call it trash because it's a horseman replacement, and the horseman's trash. Now, when we talk about trash, the reason why we call things trash is because it only costs wood. So the Hobelar actually costs gold. It costs a little bit of gold. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Enough to not have the label as trash. And now we got Spearman Archer on the side of Marine Lord. What's interesting out of Puppy Paw, though, is that he's not making a single yeoman. The entire game, he has not made a single yeoman. We haven't seen not one on the field, which is incredible when you think about it. Is the secret to playing the House of Lancaster not making yeomen? Is that the actual play? Because right now, he's going Hobelar Spear, and he's absolutely destroying Marine Lord. Now, to be fair, Marine Lord is yet to get any of those absolutely King Cavalry units out. We don't see any on the board just yet. By the way, landmark victory approaching. 2 out of 5. We've got a couple more to work our way through as we make our way down to the south. The Templar headquarters, of course, going to be staying online for a little bit longer, I suspect. Let's check in with the economies and see how these players are currently doing. Farming economy for Puppy Paw is starting to shape up quite well. At the moment, sitting at about 2,500 resources per minute. There's a little bit of a fight. Incendiary arrows coming through for our archers. Compared to his opponent, Marine Lord, on about 4.5k resources per minute. So Marine Lord well and truly ahead on that eco front. I suspect a bit of that's probably going to be because it looked like these villagers were building the farms. And if they're building the farms, they're not working the farms. So naturally, that number's going to be a little bit lower. And you can see it's starting to build now, up about 200 since the last time we looked at it. But elite army tactics coming through for Marine Lord. We've already seen incendiary arrows on the side of his archers. Now, the question's going to be about the Schlatter. The Schlatter is the unique Polish cavalry that gives you the ability to win the game as long as you're able to mass up like 30 of them. If you can get to 30, makes it very difficult to lose the game for you and hard for your enemy to win. Now, of course, it's easier said than done, especially in a situation like this where you got money on the line, you got a lot of potential butterflies that are going in the stomach right now because, hey, you know, you're on the receiving end of what typically is not the strongest of civilizations. Meanwhile, Trebuchet working down this keep. Sacred sites are all neutralized. And this is going to mean that Marine Lord's economy, keep in mind, a huge portion of that economy is going to be pilgrims. And now that he's locked out of these sacred sites, he's not going to be able to pick up that pilgrim income. He had treasure towers as well as Genoa working here. So this is 200 gold for each one of these. So he really wants to try and get these guys across. But now moving forward, Reboldequins together with the Culverin and Mangonel or 2 in the mix as well. Spears and Hobelar in the army looking impressive from Puppy Paw. Is this how you play it? Is this how the House of Lancaster is done? On one hand, there's a part of me that thinks, okay, this is definitely looking very cool, but then at the same time, I'm also like, there's also no Schlatters from the Knights Templar, so how much can we really be talking about this as, you know, as the perfect counter to the Knights Templar? Genoese crossbowmen looking very nice out here. Can we just talk about this unit? Definitely need to see more of this unit. It's such a beautiful looking unit. I love the Pavis that they've got. Treb's working their magic on the south side here. Triple Treb out at the moment. Still firing off those flaming boulders towards the keep in the north. 4 Culverin out for Puppy Paw. I feel like it's probably getting... I think that's enough Culverin for now, Puppy Paw. Good job. Good job. I remember the good old days where you could actually mass Culverin like a madman. I long for those days. I still do. He's really committing to the whole idea of Genoese crossbowmen. Did they just say, okay, you can pick Poland, but you can't make the Schlatter? Is that the agreement? I mean, if you go into the Schlatter, you're going to have to get biology. That's about the biggest upgrade that you're going to have to fork out for. So I don't really see. There's not much reason not to, right? But, I mean, you're fighting into mass spears. Does it make sense to really go into Schlatter here? Maybe that's the mindset. Because when we think about the Schlatter, the unit is designed to be very effective from a population count. Whereas if you look at Marine Lord, he's at 174 at the moment. It's not like he's really got population problems. He can easily afford to get more units out. So it's only once attrition starts to wear off and these income numbers begin to build up that you can actually go, okay, maybe we can delete a couple of spears, get a couple of Schlatter out here, get rid of the few men-at-arms, get a couple more Schlatter in. Maybe that's the play. Elite men-at-arms now going to be coming through as well. Never did I ever think I would be seeing that. Keep's going to continue to come up as well. 2 more keeps up towards the north. Culverin moving forward, looking just to pick off anything that they can. Beautiful control from Puppy Paw. Can we just compliment him on that? The ability to move forward, snipe out anything and everything, and then just move back to safety. Just gets the shots off. Beautiful control. Look at this control. Just basically knows that there's really nothing his opponent can do. And the moment that he looks to try and commit on this, units move forward to defend. Mangonels from the top of the hill. Unfortunately, going to come up a little bit short there. Beautiful control, though, coming out from Marine Lord, doing a beautiful split. And more shots coming down, landing on that mass. And we hear units reinforcing from Puppy Paw. It sounds like it's going to be Hobelars on the way. Whole bunch of reinforcements continuing to come out. And Marine Lord, he's struggling. You can feel the struggle right now. Where does he go from here? I mean, the truth is, you can't really go into Schlatter, right? Like, if we think about the army composition his opponent's got, like, there's a lot of spears in here. But I think that's one of the things that we've seen is, like, the Schlatter don't really care about your facts. I mean, they care about facts, but no, what is it? Schlatter don't care about your feelings. There we go. A little bit of Ben Shapiro for you guys. But, yeah, I mean, on one hand, it makes sense to go it, because even if your enemy's making spears, like, then you can at least use them to, like, pull them forward and like, try and flank with them, all those sorts of things. But we're going to leave it to the master. Marine Lord, of course, he knows best in a situation like this. And now, trying to bring all of these troops down. Obviously knows how risky it is to be fighting with these mangonels. Adjustable crossbars, are you through yet? Not through just yet. Elite Army Tactics is on the way. Expect to see adjustable crossbars through soon. This is definitely a decent size of mangonels. And now moving out over to the west. The stone wall, it's got a little bit of a crack in it. We've also got Vils that are going to be trying to rush up a wall here. Should be okay here, but plenty of spears back here. Beautiful control. Once again from Marine Lord, getting that wall up just in time. He's already walled up towards the north. It's going to be stone all the way. Plenty of gold behind the scenes here. Meanwhile, towards the front, the siege continues to roll in. And keep in mind, every second this game goes on, the harder it gets for Marine Lord. Honestly, what I would be doing right now, Marine Lord, something you haven't considered yet, I would be guiding my pilgrims. So you can guide them with walls. It's kind of hard for you to do it, though, I'll be honest. You can guide them up to here. I mean, even then, like, they're just going to get sniped. Don't ignore me, ignore me. But like what you can do is you just put a wall across here like that, and it will bring the pilgrim out to this point, and then they will kind of walk around the back here like that. And then instead of like coming in from this angle, they're coming up the wall, and then you can also make it so that like you could connect the wall all the way to like here as an example, and it just kind of walls them out. The trouble is then you just can't move any units in between, because if there's a gate, the pilgrims will go through it. So you can cheese it, but you can only cheese it so much. You know, we're not talking full parmesan here. That's the fact. All right, we've also got Burgundian import, so going to be reducing the cost of those hand cannoneers. So maybe looking to flex into hand cannoneers quite a bit. We see Puppy Paw now starting to train them up as well. Only really beginning to train them once they're actually got that discount. And 37 minutes into this game, despite the stronger economy for Marine Lord, it definitely feels like he is not only outnumbered, but outgunned on the battlefield, as Puppy Paw, having a lower economy, has definitely got a bigger military. That is for sure. Definitely a stronger military. Bill's now going to be moving out. He's actually still training villagers throughout this game. I love that. He's been on one TC the whole time. All three sacred sites now going to be taken. Marine Lord empty-handed when it comes to it. And finally we see the Schlatter on the map. 5 Schlatter out at the moment. That was one that just went down, almost evaporated instantly. Behind the scenes, the Hobelar is going to try and make their way to the mangonels. We'll make a connection. You can see that charge damage. First one going to go down. Second one going to make a little bit of a run for it. Meanwhile, towards the north side, Spearmen still working their magic, getting eaten alive, but in the end, the double mangonel still survive. Trebuchet getting taken out. Earl's Guards here, helping out Pilgrims. Going to be losing their lives as they run away. Rather, they run into the fight. Genoese crossbowman starting to build up. He's up to 4 Schlatter here. We can see them in the back. Definitely could be the difference in these fights. Let's get that UI back in. Get a bit of an idea on how these two currently stack up. Puppy Paw with double the army of his opponent right now. We know that because of these little notches that exist. Representative of the 50%, 66 percentage marks for that. Have we got those adjustable crossbars just yet? No, we still don't have adjustable crossbars yet. Marine Lord's actually picked it up. I tell you what, if there's a window, there's a way. And Marine Lord has found himself a window. Now looking to keep that defense up. The mangonels. A lot of resources in the bank. Honestly, he's got quite a bit of resources. He's up to 12 Schlatter. He's got 5 more in queue. Okay, there's a way. Tithe Barnes is coming through. Elite Horseman as well. I'm thinking biology, my friend. Can we get a biology through? It's going to be 90 seconds, and maybe you don't have 90 seconds, but it could be the difference. It could be the difference, but now Schlatter looking to come through on the charge from the south of the map. Big number of hand cannoneers. Going to do quite a bit of damage in here as well. Puppy Paw max at 200 to 200. Marine Lord 185, having a lot of trouble keeping it up. That Vil count, or rather that military count, nothing else. I'm sure. But more and more Mangoes doing more and more damage. The Culverin able to take them off. Beautiful control coming out from Puppy Paw, able to keep those Schlatter down. And look how quickly he cleans them up. There was 15 of them, and unfortunately, they get absolutely decimated. Marine Lord now in quite a bit of trouble here, as this inevitable push has finally made its way through to the production, over the top of the production. More Schlatter coming out. Where the hell were these Schlatter 2 minutes ago? I tell you what, we could have used these. Imagine if he had these in the last fight. These would have been game-changing. Oh, he would have absolutely blitzed the fight, but he just went a little bit too early. These Schlatter were exactly what he needed. It was like 10 Schlatter, and look how quickly they've all gone down. Why are they going down so quickly? Maybe he doesn't have +3. Maybe it's the no biology. I don't know. I'm not going to wait and see, but I tell you what, for the moment, it is hard times for Marine Lord. Keep in mind, not only is he lacking on that military front, he's also lacking on the economy front because his pilgrims have got nowhere to go. All 3 sacred sites are currently held by Puppy Paw. And with that, it's just going to make it even harder for Marine Lord to stay in this game because he doesn't have that passive gold generating. And that's one of the difficult things about this map, is that all 3 sacred sites all spawn roughly together on top of each other. So if you lose one, you pretty much lose all 3. Genoese crossbowmen once again looking to try and dish out that damage. They're very slow to attack, though. That's the other thing to note, is while they do have a high damage number, oh, beautiful mangonel shots right there. Straight down the middle onto that center of the mass. Mango's going to be coming out on the side. Still no adjustable crossbars. Hobelar's coming through. Horsemen going to be looking to try and meet them. And indeed, the Mango's moving as fast as they possibly can, as fast as they humanly can. Despite there being no humans, and Marine Lord is holding on for dear life right now. More spears coming up the rear. You can see this whole time Garrison Command has just been pumping. Puppy Paw has found the secret. I'm telling you right now, this is the secret to the House of Lancaster. You want to know what it is? We've seen players struggle with Lancaster over and over and over again in a lot of these games, and I think the secret is the Garrison Command. If you can get that Garrison Command, if you can just get to Imperial and then just start pumping, and I think the way that he did it was perfect, right? Like, I would say you could probably make no Yeoman, or I should rephrase that. You could probably go crossbow only, or you could go Yeoman only, and I think they're both pretty much going to work. But Horsemen now coming across the map. Marine Lord looking to really shift things up here. If he can start distracting over towards this, yeah, this is the trouble. I mean, look at the reinforcements, dude. Look at the reinforcements. This is absurd, dude. So he tries to get the counterattack going, but just gets caught up by the reinforcements. The consequence of a map like this is there's no real way to counter into this. How do you possibly do it? I mean, you can try and go up around the outside, but it's going to be difficult for you to do. Meanwhile, siege towards the front. The Culverin going to be working it down. He's got the double back here. Hobelar's behind the scenes, going to be getting cleaned out. Marine Lord 190 population against the 200 of Puppy Paw, but it definitely feels like Marine Lord. What is your... How much production are we working with? It's really not a lot of production, and I think that's part of the reason why. Like, he's got a huge economy here, and it's just... we're stacking up a lot of resources. I mean, he's spending them, don't get me wrong, but I think one of the most important things that you can do in the late game is, if ever you do make a macro mistake, having enough production to be able to overbuild production so that you can fix that macro mistake, right? Like, if you've got 2k wood sitting there, you should just be able to be like, okay, it's spent. You know, I've got siege workshops. Just get some battering rams out there, just immediately. That sort of thing. Hobelar's once again going to try and make their way through. Horseman number looking good. Chevaliers also out in number. But the Spearmen, I mean, they're just so cost efficient. That's the reality of this House of Lancaster strategy. He's just able to spam out this Spearman constantly. He never really goes... Like, you're just going to be getting such incredible trades from these spears. And you've got to remember, these are training incredibly fast. That's the other consideration to make. Like, you're talking every 23 seconds, you're making 8 spearmen out of this single building. And you can see that's the only thing he cares about. He genuinely found what might set this civilization apart when it comes to balance. This one little thing. It could also be the fact he's not making yeomen. Every time we've seen a player make yeomen, they've lost. Think of the Faye game. She made only hobblers. She won. Every other House of Lancaster game you've ever seen, they've lost. Think about it. I'm just playing. I mean, they kind of go like about 50-50, don't they? I'm curious how balance is at the top level at the moment. I'd be curious to see what Beastie's thoughts are after this event and where he thinks balance currently is. But for the moment, this game seems pretty well balanced. I mean, Marine Lord's definitely got the, well, doesn't have the upper hand. Puppy Paw's definitely got the upper hand. And I think the biggest factor is the map, right? The fact that he's got these 3 sacred sites denying all of the potential gold income that could be coming through. The Marine Lord's down to only a single fortress. That's another factor to note. Now, looking to come through onto the backside, we can see plenty of horsemen looking to try and attack the siege, able to find the mangonel. More mango shots coming in on top of the culverin. Insufficient stone coming through finally for Puppy Paw. And the Genoese crossbowman number is building. No Schlatter out, by the way, for Marine Lord. The overpowered unit, he doesn't need it. He says, I don't need your overpowered Schlatter. Though, to be honest, I think right now, like, imagine if he just had 50 Schlatter. It would be a different situation. Oh my god. Oh my god, Sacred Site. Sacred Victories. I didn't actually think I'd see this today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's over! Red Rover, ladies and gentlemen. Puppy Paw has taken out Marine Lord in an absolutely epic game. Gosh, that just went on and on and on at the end. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, go check them out this weekend. EGC TV. It'll be live at 15 GMT. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll catch you in the next one.